Hey guys, welcome back. This is your host Phil from underKG.com. Today we're going to take a look on the Xiaomi Mi Max 3, the gigantic smartphone or phablet in a posh way. So this is how it looks like. It's quite plain on the front side. On the back, you have that ever so iPhone-y camera layout with dual cameras and the LED flash in the center. And antenna layout as well is copied straight off from the iPhone 7. Now, the phone itself is way too big to be confused as an iPhone, so I'll let that go. Besides, other than that, the finishes are good. It's not too thick. It's not too heavy for its size. Overall, I'm quite satisfied with its design. And I'm also happy with its display. It's no DCI-P3 or HDR10, but color reproduction is good enough for its price point. There are a number of contrast options, automatic, increase, and standard, and in automatic you can even choose any spot on the display to choose the color balance that you want. They did save a little on the coating, so the surface is quite glossy, so you might want to put a good screen protector on it. Performance-wise, it's got Snapdragon 636 octa-core processor, and it's a pretty solid chipset. After killing all the apps, launching an app, closing that, launching another one, and switching between those apps are quite snappy. Not the fastest, but good enough for daily uses. It doesn't host a spectacular GPU, so you might have to compromise a little when you play 3D games, but thankfully it's got infrared port on top, so you can use it as a remote controller. Software-wise, it's got MIUI 9.6, which is a lot cleaner and faster than the previous versions. And overall menu system is easier to understand as well. Probably one of the few things that I don't like about it is how it shows the launcher icon on the notification bar instead of the situation-based icons. And this gesture thing that they copied off from the iPhone 10 or the BlackBerry OS 10 doesn't work that well. But I did like the one-hand operation mode, no matter how ridiculous it looks. Now, talking about that dual camera mounted on the back, they're not that high in resolution at 12 megapixels and 5 megapixels, and they're not that bright either at f1.9 and f2.0. The app looks like this. Is fairly simple. Photo, video, portrait, and some other options. Now overall, the photo qualities are good. Even under low lighting conditions, they turn out to be pretty decent, although the color capturing isn't that sensational. The portrait mode works also very well, but that sub camera is pretty low in resolution at 5 megapixels, so it smudges the overall details. Thankfully, Xiaomi is planning to add up the AI scene recognition along with the MIUI 10, so it's only about to get better, and that front-facing camera generates pretty nice photos as well, along with the software bokeh mode that's gonna blur everything aside from yourself. And how about the audio department? It's got audio jack on top, not my favorite place, but it's 2018. You gotta be thankful to have one. The output isn't spectacular, but good enough for daily uses, and you have a lot of audio option along with the equalizer. Now there are two speakers, one on the bottom and one sharing with the receiver on top. They call it the stereo speaker with the dual amplifiers, but to be fair, output from the upper half is way lower than the bottom half, so that imbalance makes it a little annoying. And lastly, about that massive 5500 mAh of battery. Pair that impressive amount with the power efficient chipset, you get 10 hours of screen on time. Of course, I'm always with the LTE network. I surf the web a lot, so if you're more on the Wi-Fi network, you're gonna get even longer than that. Charging is done through the USB-C port on the bottom. Half an hour is gonna give you 30%, an hour for 59%, and fully charging the phone takes 2 hours and 20 minutes. And now that we dealt with most of the things, here we go with conclusion. Mi Max 3 in a nutshell is a gigantic Redmi Note 5, and that's exactly why the Mi Max 3 is an amazing phone. Performance is just about right, display is pretty good, audio isn't the best but it's fairly good, photo quality is probably one of the best in its range, while the overall build quality is very good. To be honest, I'm not a phablet person. This is way too big for me. But if you are the type that likes to read, watch movies, or play games on that massive screen, you're probably gonna love this, especially when the base model costs less than $250 and the top tier model is still under $300 US. So that was the Xiaomi Mi Max 3, the best phablet that I've ever tried. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. You can always meet us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. We'll see you guys later. Ciao.